This year's women's theme is celebrating 30 years of freedom towards women's development. Marks a significant milestone in the journey towards gender equality and women's empowerment in South Africa. As the nation commemorates 3 decades of democracy, this theme underscores the progress made in advancing women's rights and the ongoing efforts required to ensure their full development. My name is Nandembekela, and this joined by a special guest, Professor Cheryl Hendricks, who is the Executive Director of the Institute for Justice and Reconciliation. Professor, 30 years into SA's democracy, has the government done enough to build an inclusive society where women play a central role in building a better South Africa for all?
I think that after 30 years of democracy, we can see many changes for women. The government certainly, and women, not just government, civil society as well, has placed a lot of emphasis on gender equality, starting with our constitution, which enshrines gender equality, and then introducing a host of legislation to facilitate us moving towards a society in which we can enjoy equal rights. However, it's always difficult to translate the policies into lived realities of women. And so we still find many women who do not have the same kind of access as we would have hoped for 30 years ago in terms of gender equality. We're talking about violence in the home that still occurs. We're talking about discrimination in the workplace that still occurs. We're talking about decision-making structures in various organizations and in government, where we have now, as you can see, seen a reversal of some of the gains. We moved from having 50% women in cabinet to 40% women in cabinet, and we need to be careful about those reversals.
How can government policies and initiatives be tailored to support women from diverse backgrounds and experiences?
I think it's important to have government co-create policies, not just develop them by themselves. They need to go to the women in their various constituencies. Rural women need something different than urban women, for example. And women know what their needs are. When you listen to women, you will know what their needs are, and you will create policies accordingly. It cannot be a one-size-fits-all approach.
What roles can an organization like IGR play in promoting the development of women?
So IGR does 3 things. It does research, it does capacity building, training, it creates platforms for the dissemination of that knowledge, and it engages in what we call implementation support. So all 3 those forms of intervention can be used to promote gender equality. We do analysis, we do interventions in respective communities to see what some of the issues are. We have a Women, Peace and Security program. We have a gender focus in our Sustained Dialogues program. All of those platforms are working towards gender equality.